All right, final exercise of the episode. Most slept on player. I don't think that's the right words for what we're trying to do with this, but I basically asked you to come up with three guys who no one is talking about, completely off the grid. Guys, hopefully we've rarely, if ever, mentioned on this show, who you think will end up being factors in Big Ten basketball this season in one way or another. So call that slept on, call that under the radar, call that whatever you want. I can tell by your reaction to this, you did not play by my rules whatsoever. Like
I
I
did.
threw I threw this out that this is what we need to do. And then 5 minutes into us making our list, you said, is Ace Baldwin a good one? He's the first option for their team. So I don't know what you landed on. I have three guys who are not starters who are pretty under the radar. So you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Can you go first?
I'll go first just to build the suspense of your list, but I'm really scared for your list here. All right, I'll start with a Michigan State player. How about that? I think Garrick Normand is a guy. And I think for rightful reasons, no one's talking about him because they don't really need anything from him this year to get where they want to go. Like Garrick Normand could be a total zero for Michigan State this season and they could still win the national championship. But he's not going to be a total zero because he's good. And he's good at things this Michigan State team could use. He's a really good shooter. He's a movement shooter. He has size to him. But most importantly, he has shit to him. And I don't even say he has some shit to him. Like that's a phrase we use a lot. He has some shit to him. No, he has shit to him. Not some, a lot of it. Garrick Normand's a dog. And I don't like the dog thing. I make fun of Michigan State for doing the dog shit, but Garrick Normand could go to Gonzaga or UCLA or Cal or anywhere on the planet, and he would be a dog. He's not just a Spartan dog. He's a dog. He is chippy. He has swag. He's competitive. He's feisty. And I just like big wing shooters that have size and have shit to them in a big way. And I think truly when you look at Michigan State, like they're going to play the three guards. They're going to have to play Fears too. Like that's great on paper. All those guys are good. We know that, but they're all small. And depending on what happens at the 4 spot, you have a lot of options. We know Malik Hall's there and Xavier Booker's there. I think it bodes really well that Michigan State has a big wing that can shoot the basketball. That's not something I think they've really had off the bench, at least in past years. Like Pierre Brooks was pretty small. Cohen Carr can dunk. He can't shoot. So I think there's a role for Normand on this team. I'm excited for him. Long term, I love his prospects, but I think he's a name people will know by like December this season.
Okay, I love that. I guess I can ruin it. I had him on my list.
Oh,
And I wrote next to it, picture Russell Bird, but good and without Clarissa Bell.
that's harsh. Well, we're a pro Clarissa Bell podcast.
Yeah, I'm that's not a Clarissa Bell slight.
Why is Garrick Normand better without Clarissa Bell then?
I'm just saying he doesn't have Clarissa Bell.
Okay. So that would make him worse in my mind. So he's Russell Bird,
I said Russell Bird, but good.
but without Clarissa Bell.
I guess the Clarissa Bell part couldn't be added, but wait, actually, I mean, they might be divorced now. Garrick Normand is Russell Bird, but good, and he's gonna marry Clarissa Bell.
Okay. Good luck clipping this. Thank you for that. We like Garrick. All right. Should I go to my next guy or do you want to do your next guy?
I kind of want to do mine now. I want to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Mine is Gus Yalden. I
Yeah,
think Gus Yalden.
I knew
What?
that. I knew that.
Did you?
Yes. I knew that he was going to be on your list. Yes.
You couldn't say that for the end?
You can continue, but
All right. Well, Gus Yalden is a player who's not going to start, but I talked about him before. I think he has a really good skill set, really good energy. He's just a guy who doesn't strike me as a normal Wisconsin basketball player, aka he's not lame. So, like, you have him with the siege, and I think those two guys are going to be something that's going to bring a little bit of life to the program. And from everything I've seen, I don't like feeding into this type of stuff. But Wisconsin's been posting like a bunch of summer videos, and he looks like he's in impeccable shape, which is really, really good. So yeah,
You
I'm in
like
on
that
Gus
though?
Alden.
Aren't you a pro out of shape guy though?
What?
Like last night when we were talking about who should you root for in tennis, you were like, who's the fattest tennis player? Like
Yeah,
you
because when
like out
everyone
of
picks
shape
their favorite
guys.
athlete, they always pick like these in shape, 6% body fat guys. I need someone who's a killer with a little bit of a beer gut.
Yeah, right. So Gus Yalden getting in good shape feels like it would go against what you currently
He
like.
gets in great shape, gets on campus in college season, gets a little bit of a beer gut.
Okay. Noted. Okay. Yeah, I knew you were gonna pick Gus. I don't have too many complaints about it. I think Gus Yalden's good. I think there's a chance Gus Yalden starts at Wisconsin by the end of the season. I don't think
I
it's
can see
that.
that.
I don't think it's that crazy. Stephen Carl's
Over
good.
Wall or Crawl.
I think it would have to be over Crawl. But Crawl's good. I don't mean to disrespect Crawl, but if Gus like hits, like if Gus just is a hit at what Gus can do, I think there's a chance he kind of overtakes that spot this year. If not, it definitely should be a year from now. But I also get really scared that Gus is Jackson Kohler 2.0, and I don't want to make the same mistake we made last year.
I think Gus Yalden actually is baby Jokic like.
I just think we're falling for the like short, baby fat center with great footwork again.
I
And
always will do that.
yeah, I know.
That's my brand.
I will too. I don't know how to feel about it. You want to do your third, or do you want to go back to me for my second?
I'll do my third. My third is from my Buckeyes, Devin Royal. I think Devin Royal isn't being talked about enough. I think, well, I'm very familiar with his game because obviously he was a Michigan State recruit. I think that he's the prototypical like four in the Big Ten, dominate the conference type player. And we talked about Ohio State a couple times on this podcast, and he doesn't rarely get brought up. It's always the other guys kind of first. Obviously, to add Jameson Battle, I feel like that kind of maybe cuts into his minutes, maybe depending on where Holtman plays him. But Devin Royal is going to be a problem in the Big Ten for years to come, and I think he's just like he's literally the prototypical four in the Big Ten who dominates. Like that's who he is. I get like I've been trying to like come up with player comps for him. And I don't mean this to disrespect him because I think very highly of this player, but think like Nigel Hayes at Wisconsin. Like I think he can be that type of player.
I don't think that's disrespect at all. I think that's pretty high praise.
Okay. Well, some people feel differently about Nigel Hayes.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a controversial guy. I like Devin Royal. I think that's one that looking back, Michigan State is going to be like, damn, wish we had gotten Devin Royal. But
Michigan too.
Yeah. I just wasn't he closer to Michigan State, even though Davis tried to tell us he was going to Michigan, and then it was like, we think he's going to Michigan State. Yeah, but you guys won't feel hurt about it because you're just bringing in top classes still. Michigan is bringing in nobody, so that will sting a little bit. I like your picks. I don't like the Gus pick as much because I think he might be over the line of too good for this exercise, but I like the other two.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Should I do my second one now?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, it's all good. Second one for me is my namesake, my brother, Brian Waddell. And this might be a little bit of a cheat code because he was under the radar 3 weeks ago, and now maybe you could argue he's not under the radar. But I still think outside of Purdue circles, no one knows who he is. So I'm going to count this, and Purdue fans might be like, he's on the radar. Sorry, my bad. But he shouldn't be in this rotation. I'll just call it what it is. Like on paper, there are too many good wings that Purdue has that should live up to their potential and be better than Brian Waddell. The problem is, from what I saw on the overseas trip, Brian Waddell looks like he might be the best one of all of them. And it happened out of nowhere because like we saw Purdue in person last year. We watched just even like warmups and all that stuff. Like Brian Waddell was not a dude like this at all last year. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if it's physical or what, but he is hitting shots. He physically looks the part. He had some highlight reel dunks on the overseas trip. And again, competition level aside, because they were playing like rec league guys, he was notable because he stood out in a productive way, in a way that even Miles Colvin didn't. Like all the hype on Miles Colvin is still empty gym dunks right now. And that's great. His athleticism is cool. Brian Waddell is doing stuff in a game setting for Purdue that none of their other wings are doing. So I think at the end of the year, there's a really good chance. I'm not saying he's going to start, but like in that group of Morton, Hyde, Colvin, Gillis to an extent. I would not be surprised if Brian Waddell cuts in to all of those guys' minutes in a big way.
Yeah, I actually did have him on my list, but I crossed him out last second for Devin Royal.
Nice. So we're kind of on
So
the same page on this.
yeah, we're aligned.
Let's go to one that we're definitely not going to be on the same page on. My third one,
Oh, Yo-Yo.
Cam Christie. Little Christie, bro. I think he's going to score like 10 a game for Minnesota, and nobody knows who he is right now, which I guess maybe no one still will know who he is because 10 a game in Minnesota, maybe you still don't know who he is. But I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be good right away because Minnesota needs him to be. And I like what I've seen from all the tape. You can make fun of it if you want to. I think he's a dude. I think he's going to end up a better player than his brother was in the Big Ten.
All right, so one big thing.
Are you just not willing to talk about that family ever again? That's it?
Yep, I'm good.
You got another eye that's open for teardrops. You want to put some Christie family teardrops on that one?
No, they don't. No teardrops fall in the Christie household. They're always there to wipe them and make them a sandwich.
He's
It's okay.
hooping. He's on.
It's okay.
He's LeBron James' teammate, and he looks great right now. Like, can you please put some respect on his name? I know it's the whole Spartan Dogs until you leave the kennel thing, but like, come on. He put in his year. He did his time in East Lansing, and now he's in LA doing his thing like Keon Coleman is in Tallahassee.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
All right.